Welcome everybody. Week 6. That's right, 6 weeks of this. The TRX-4 Sport budget build. We got a few things to go over today. We're gonna talk about. My big plan is to do something really cool with the body, but stuff still hasn't come in yet. I'm still waiting on some things. So this week we're gonna do a little small thing, and we're gonna talk about the bumpers. Of course, I know a lot of y'all are waiting on them. I've got a few ready. I got about 5 of each ready. I just have to paint the rears, and they should be ready to go. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be good to go, or when this comes out will be Thursday, so they should be ready by then. We'll go over that. I'll show you how to mount them, and what you need to do to make the rear work and all that stuff like that. But today we're going to do a winch controller and a servo winch. I've got plans to go to a better radio in the next few weeks, so we're going to. I had an old servo winch that I used a long time ago with Old Blue. It's a Solar D772. I'm probably going to build a few D771s because they are a bit faster, so you can get a little bit more speed out of it. And I use these axial spools. They're plastic, but they work really well. And I'll give you the idea of what I'm going to do with this truck, and probably a good idea for what you can use when you have the front bumper and this and all that. But the controller is an ADRC. It's a winch controller. It's a very small footprint. Has multiple ways you can change how it works. It'll work with a 2 or 3 position. I've got everything right here. I'll read it on there for you so you can see. It's fully operated by one channel. Of course, you know that. Use channel 3 or any other channel you've got. Selectable remote control by a 2-step or 3-step button and a switch, which has dip switches on here that you can change. 2 selectable button operation modes equals cyclic and direct control. I would assume that's probably on off and on off and then on reverse. Automatic rewind in detection. A winch speed control by a dial knob. There is a dial knob on here. Where is that thing? I didn't see it. I think it's on the back side. Anyway, it says you can adjust it. It has 4 selectable sensitivity levels for rewind in detection, meaning when it gets to the end, it'll stop, supposedly. Power supplied from a servo cable. We'll get to that when I get to that. We'll talk about that too. It's very small, which it is very small. It's going to fit about anywhere you want to put it. You could probably set it on top of the servo and it work out okay. That's not where I'm going to put mine. I don't really know where I'm going to put mine yet until I decide what ESC I'm going to run, but which we all know what that's going to be anyway. So I'm going to move the camera over to here. We'll go over that, and we'll go over the servo mount and how it mounts up and the whole deal like that. So we'll be back in just a second, okay? All right, so here we go. Got the TRX-4 Sport. We'll take the body off. Of course, that's always the first thing you got to do is take the body off. So we have the Bauhaus servo mount, which we put this on a few weeks ago. It is a $15 part, not too bad as far as that goes. I've already got all the bumpers and stuff off because we're going to go over that in a little bit also. But you just take that out, good to go, and figure out which orientation you want to go on this. This may change for me, but right now I'm going to do it this way only because of the way the power cable comes out of the top end. It makes it easier for routing, and so you don't have to have, like say if you did it like this, you'll have power. You have the power coming out of it, and it'll have to loop, around like that. That just isn't the way to go there. So we're going to go this way. Now, of course, my plan for the way the wire is going to come out is I'm going to drill a hole in the end here, and it will feed from there directly through there, and it should hold up well. This is not very, very bad material, so it shouldn't tear up on the cable too much. It'll be a test. If it doesn't work, I'll have to go around. I'll have to find something else out, but it'll be something I'm going to use to test to figure it out. So first, what we're going to do is solder this JST connector to this, so it'll hook up to the JST connector on the winch controller. I have these listed on the site. They're 60 cents or $1.20 for the pair, I think is what it is. You get a male and a female. Not too bad there as far as that goes for price wise. So we'll take this off real quick. I've done this once before, so there's probably some solder still in here. I hope there is. If not, I've got more. Probably got to go ahead and turn this on. I got a Dremel. I'm not very good at soldering. It's about like my welding. We'll get to that shortly about that too. Have a conversation about my welding and these bumpers. Alright, so I have had this apart before, so you can see I've already had everything removed. When you go to hook these up, it does not matter what way you have it hooked up as far as positive or negative, because it's just how you select the switch will matter on that. So we'll let that get a little hot there and we'll be good to go. Alright, so we got that soldered up there. Put this back in the center here so it'll come out the ends like it's supposed to. Tighten these down. So did everybody make it through the hurricane well? It wound up not even raining here at all. So we got lucky as far as that goes. So, alright, so now that that's done, it looks like I could run it at the top there. So we will, alright, first now we got to get, so it's going to be at the top. For some reason I thought it was going to be at the bottom. But anyway, so it'll go like that, and it's going to go down. That's probably going to cause a little bit of a problem, but let's hope it don't. So next step, we're going to bolt these down. Of course, try and find, flat servo screws. They work very well as far as this goes. Now I have already, I've tapped these holes already. Of course, that's one of the services you get if you buy one from me from Dixieland. You get it already done, ready to go. You get all the holes, or any hole that's accessible for me to get to as far as with the tap and whatnot. Go ahead and get those tapped out, and they're good to go as far as that goes. So it helps with the installation, makes it easy. Like those being tapped out already is a very nice add-on. Same for the battery tray. The two that are over there, easy to do as far as tapping goes. I'm only going to put 2 screws in there for right now because I'm sure I'm going to have to take this out again before too long. So we'll feed that through there. Alright, so put that up here. Well, you know what? This is strange because I did this the other day. Maybe that doesn't fit. Maybe it doesn't fit with the servo already there. It's got to fit into the rails first. There it goes. There it is. Okay, so put the mount in first. Didn't know that. Seemed like it would have just fit right on in there. But that should work there. Feed that through here. Okay. Alright, so that's through there. And then of course you just take the positive, negative, and just hook them up together like that there. Of course you see if it runs through there. Then you'll run this. You can run it just like you have the servo wire if you want to. You can put it in the little wire holder there. See, and probably that's going to be the good spot there. Just put it to the side, right there against the receiver. Then you can wire this in. I can't wire it in yet because I don't have a third channel to wire into. So, alright, so now that's done. And of course, this winch controller is $18. The servo I've had laying around, but these are about 20 bucks, about $21, $22. Like I say, I plan to get some in. I've contacted with the people who carry these, and they said I can get some from them. So I'll do that. Find a way to get some spools. These are axial spools. It's a kit that comes with 23, 24, and 25 tooth splines for the back side, and then it just bolts together in the center. It's pretty easy to do, no big deal. All right, so now we'll talk about bumpers. This is the front bumper that I have designed and made. It fits perfect for the Sport. It's got the bend at the right area. This part goes just over the grill of the front of the body. It bolts using these 2 millimeters here, or 3 millimeters here. Now the idea with this is to use this mount here. Now granted, you don't have to. You can take the mount all the way off and just put nuts and bolts on it. If you want to, that's fine, not a big deal. This is what it was designed to use, though. I use it with this, put it in here. It's very tight, mind you. I have the way I designed it was be pretty tight, so it's not going to be moving around a whole bunch. Screws here. So we'll put that one there. Let's go ahead and put this in real quick. As you can tell, this one's been in and out a million times because I've taken it in and out, testing other bumpers, making sure they fit right, you know, using it to set things the way I want it to be as far as the other one goes. One side's always harder to put in than the other. Try and leave them a little bit loose when they're going, because like this one right here is just a pain to put in for some reason. It was a pain when I got this mount. This one was the hardest one to put in. Of course, mind you, when I first got this mount, I did not thread anything. I just tried to just put the bolts in. That's a big no-no. So always by hand too with 3D printed parts. You always want to make sure that you do not use a electric gun. All right, so now we're going to go to the rear. Now this is new. I just finished them up today. So if you're going to use one of my rear bumpers, which is it's nothing special, it's key stock, a nice 3/16 bar with my shabby welding that I've done. Still looks pretty good. Once it's painted, it won't be too bad. Oh, it's got a bunch of oil on it. Anyway, so you take the front mount that was the factory mount that goes here, the plastic one, put it to the back. You do it just like that right there. And you take this one and you'll shove it in there. And that does have holes. And I have it set a certain distance that I feel is the way to go as far as that goes. With the bumper, it's very minimal, not very much at all. Now the deal with this is this one right here, to put that in is going to be very tight. That bolt is very, the screw hole, the size is very, very small as far as the tightness, you know, the how this bolt right here will screw into it. Now you can adjust it any way you want to. You can add, like if you want it to go in any further, you can drill you some holes. What you do is you take those out, put it where you want it, take it out, scratch it, and then drill a hole in it. And you can do it however you want to do it. I have it set one certain way, and I'll show you how it fits with this body on it. Now, like I say, it's very tight. There's not very much room at all. It sits in there. It's not on the other side of the body, so it won't get hung up on a bunch of rocks. It is very, very tight, and it does not move either. Once you've got that joker in there, it is stout. It is not gonna. It should be able to hold up very well. Now, of course, like I said, my welding is not the greatest. I've tried to clean it up to make it as smooth as possible. Once it's painted with that body or the bed liner stuff, it should be good to go as far as how it looks. That comes up to my next thing. Buy them. If you can get some, get them. I'll have some more roll bars done soon. Get those. I'm going to buy a TIG welder. That's going to be my next big purchase. So I'll be able to do this and make this cleaner. Look a lot better. It'll be a lot smoother, nicer. I won't even have to shave anything. I'll just be able to hit it and go. Of course, if you haven't seen the front bumper on it, you can see that right here too. We'll go ahead and do that. So that's the front bumper on it. It's perfect. I tried to get it to the lines with the body as best as I could. And it's still as tight in there too. The idea will be for the winch to come out here and it'll just go up under here, and you can wrap it and hook it to the roll bar wherever you want to hook it to. So that's it on that, and that's it for this part of the thing. I'll be right back. back, finish up, do the last bit talking here. As you can see, all we did this week was do the winch controller and the servo winch. It's going to work out really great. The ADRC, it's a nice little unit. Of course, I've been told, Jason told me that it's great. It works very well. I haven't got to try it yet. This will be the try. And of course, you know, like I should be able to know something here in the next week. I should have next week's little idea is going to be really cool. So just to go recap what we've done. We got the Bauhaus servo winch mount, the servo mount with the JX servo, the Trailmaster Holmes motor, GRC motor mount, the one-piece mount. We now have a winch controller, front and rear bumpers, the roll bar. Go back onto the front bumper. The front and rear bumpers will be priced at $35 each, plus shipping. If you buy them together, shipping is only going to be $3 or4. It's not bad. The reason why the rear one, it's simple, I know, but the reason why it's expensive is that key stock. It is not cheap to buy, and I can only get it in 3-foot sections. That's all that they'll sell to me. My local steel place doesn't even have it, so I have to get it from MasterCard. So, and that's why. Of course, I'm sure that's going to go up later with the tariffs going up. I'm sure all this stuff's going to skyrocket for too long. So, let's go over totals. We had $18 left over from last week because we spent up a lot of money on on the motor mount. Motor mount was the most expensive thing. We spent $18. We had $50 for this week, so we had $78 or $68, sorry. Using the winch controller, it's only $18, so it's not that bad. So it puts us back at $50 to go to next week. I did not count this servo because I had it here. Most of you guys have servos, winches, but if you don't, it's $20 whenever I get done. I'll do that. I'll probably only charge $7 or $8 to make it be able to be used as a winch, which is going in and disconnecting all the circuit boards and getting rid of the pin and the whole thing like that. If you'd like me to do that, comment below. Let me know. Send me a message. Let me know if you're interested in that before I buy a bunch of them. So that leaves us. So we'll have $100 next week, and that's good. That's what we want because I'm going to need it for what I'm going to do next week. May even actually be able to do 2 things next week. Trying to keep this video short. Thanks everybody. I appreciate everybody watching, liking, subscribing. Tell your friends, share it on your timeline, get people to watch it. Need to get some subscribers going. It's not that big of a deal, but you know, it'd be nice to have. I could fund more projects like this. I could get more trucks, like case in point, that Proline truck. I'd like to do it as a fast truck build series, bash it, paint it, and do all the stuff like that. So thanks everybody, appreciate it. Week 6, look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks everybody.